Well, it's 10 to 5 in the morning and I have another Ed Leverak training session on the deck. But it's about a 6 or 7 kilometre cycle away, so I need to get my skates on in order to be back in time for work. And it's going to be the usual routine: water, cold coffee and amino acids, and a few carbohydrates as well once I'm near the venue. Well, welcome to the venue for Ed Leverak's polarised training. It's the bottom of SWAINS lane and we're going to undertake his 10-20s. Basically 10 seconds at about 105 to 110% of FTP, 310 to 320 watts or so for me, and then 20 seconds at just below FTP, i.e. 285 to 300 watts, 300 watts being my FTP, or 299. By the way, Scott, that's one of the smaller London velodromes. Well, that certainly wasn't perfect execution. It was meant to be 3 blocks of 6 minutes with 20 seconds at 285 to 300, 10 seconds at 310 and 320. 5 minutes recovery, 3 blocks. SWAINS lane just wasn't long enough for that. So each of my blocks was about 3 minutes, but I was going probably harder. I was going probably about 300 watts on average for the 20 seconds. And 350 to 400 for the 10 seconds. Also, I had to abort a number of the attempts because of traffic, stroke, dustbin lorries, that kind of thing. But it was good training, and I was also getting used to really changing the gears from the big ring to the low ring and getting used to the gradient, sort of changing from 3-4% to 8%, and I think there's a 20% section as well. So I really enjoyed the training. Probably going to do one last pass and then it's time for work. Just going through Highbury now. This is obviously where Arsenal, well, near to where Arsenal have their ground. Lovely and quiet still in London. Very nice morning for a bike ride. Really pretty square there. Always love coming through here. London in spring, absolutely stunning. Always so uplifting to be out and about in London. I always think spring and early autumn. Always a stunning way to end the ride. Lovely, lovely bridge when the traffic is light. So when I woke up this morning it was about -3 degrees, and I guess by the end of the ride it got to about, I don't know, 10 degrees. So very glad I used this long sleeve jersey jacket. Kept me at the kind of Goldilocks temperature right the way throughout the ride, including the hard efforts. So nice piece of kit this. So it's post-ride nutrition, And the level of excitement is at a peak because we've had another delivery from Premier, the wholesaler that normally delivers to the restaurant industry. So in today's box, the French baguette, that's why the excitement is so high for the post-workout carbs. But also, broccoli, the obligatory, mushrooms, my favorites, hen's teeth. Jane likes the cucumber, swede, obviously the cauliflower, peppers, chives. The grapes are always incredible from this place. Bananas in there, more good carbs, fresh eggs. So vegetarian curries are back on the menu. Most definitely one of life's little luxuries. I haven't featured Jane and her treachery workout for a little while, but it still continues. Anyway, on the deck this morning is an Ed Lavarat training, but first I'm going to do a bit of upper body training that I'm not going to film, but also ahead of the Ed Lavarat training, really to warm up the hamstrings and the glutes in particular. You know how I love to warm up the hamstrings and the glutes. Chris Garinet has sent me a couple of moves, or one move in particular, that's going to be really, really beneficial to that and hopefully make Ed's training all the better for it. I've completed my press-ups, 105, broken into 4 blocks of 30, 30, 25, 20. Now on to the standing single arm shoulder press, courtesy of Chris Garinet. Now Chris, I see in your video that it's mandatory to have a cat in shot. Unfortunately, as you know, I'm a cat lover, but I don't have a cat. However, I'm guessing this will do. Anyway, on to the single press shoulder movement. What we're going to do is alternate shoulder presses on each arm individually. And it's a standing shoulder press. And the idea being, we gradually build the reps on each arm until we can do no more, i.e. creating maximum fatigue across all 3 muscles in the shoulder group, as follows. Standing, feet shoulder width apart, plenty of air in through the nose and the mouth to fill the core. You really want to brace that core. You want to squeeze the glutes a little bit to create the stability, and with the core braced, we bring our kettlebell, our improvised kettlebell, to about shoulder height. And you can see my knuckles are facing towards you. And we try and push ourselves into the ground as we initiate the movement, as follows. And then we swap to the other arm. And so the workout will comprise 2 reps on the right side, 2 reps on the left side, 3 on the right, 3 on the left, moving all the way up in terms of reps until we can do no more. That's going to create fatigue, it's going to break down the muscle, and then when we have our protein afterwards, whether it's from plant sources or animal sources, it's going to repair the muscle and hopefully make it bigger and stronger than when we started. And don't worry, you may see there that Boba Fett is indeed overseeing proceedings on my brand new spirit level. Don't want to spoil Boba Fett's limelight, do I? This is definitely getting harder. Trying to keep the core and the upper torso straight, not bending, which I felt I was trying to do there. That looked really easy on paper. Very difficult reality. Really nice move, Chris. Can really feel the mind-muscle connection through the shoulder. can really feel the complete fatigue in each of the shoulder muscles. Super nice. And also, for those of you who are very, very heavily athletic, way better than, for instance, myself, check out Chris's other, I say other, somewhat impressive, extraordinarily impressive shoulder development move. And now it's time for Chris's big bang for your buck move, the kettlebell swing, to really fire up the glutes, the hamstrings and the core, ahead of Ed's anabolic killers. Yes, you heard that right, anabolic killers. Now the kettlebell swing is a fantastic move if done correctly. You need to have a straight back and you need to really squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings and explode forwards and extend through the hips. I'll demonstrate in a second, but it's the extending through the hips that really fires up and engages the glutes. Indeed, SoCal PT would love this move. He would call it glute doping. That's very American indeed. Anyway, I'm going to demonstrate now. Tight core, plenty of air in through the nose and the mouth. Gripping our kettlebell with 2 hands. Nice straight back. You can feel the tension through the hamstrings and the glutes, keeping the chest up to get the back nice and straight. And as Chris is saying, what we're trying to do is squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings and really push through with the hips. It's the pushing through with the hips that really fires up the glutes, as follows. And Chris is very exacting. These should not be used as part of a wider complex of movements, i.e. you should do them individually with plenty of rest in between each, because it's being fresh between each set that really enables you to focus on that mind-muscle connection and get that snap in terms of pushing through the hips to really fire up the glutes and get them working hard. If you use it as part of a wider complex, your form is going to deteriorate and you're not going to get that punch and snap. Now Chris prescribes really no more than 10 of these per set, probably 3, maybe 4 sets absolute max, because freshness is important. And if you go beyond 10, you're going to lose that snap and that punch and that explosive power, and that's really going to compromise our main objective here, which is really to fire up the glutes and the hamstrings. And of course it's occurred to me that this is potentially a nice alternative glute and hamstring warm-up to that low cadence out the saddle drill that I've been using quite a lot recently. Yep. The Tesco bag is dead. Long live the Tesco bag. Just coming to the end of Ed's progressive warm-up, just shy of 300 watts on the Zwift. And definitely, Chris, the glutes were nicely warmed up right from the beginning. The pedal stroke felt good. So, thus far, very early days, loving your kettlebell swings. But I wasn't concentrating in the cool down following the warm-up ahead of the main efforts, and I've got lost somewhere in the jungle. I don't know whether I'm entering the jungle circuit or leaving it. All I know is I never liked the jungle circuit. So hoping to find my way back to out the Zwift. I mean, getting lost on Zwift. Whatever next. So ahead of the anaerobic killers themselves, Ed prescribes 30 seconds at 375 to 400 watts, i.e. I guess 130 to 150% of FTP. Then 2 minutes recovery, repeat 3 times. So as soon as I hit the start of out the Zwift, I'm going to hit my first interval of 30 seconds, aiming for 400 watts. Now, good look at the timer. You have to guess what 30 seconds is. I reckon that's about 30 seconds. 2 minutes recovery, and then into the anaerobic killers. This comprises 90 seconds at 314 to 345 watts, i.e. 105 to 115% of FTP. 30 seconds recovery, repeat 5 times. That's block 1. There's 2 blocks. 5 minutes recovery between blocks. Just about to start block 1 of the 90 seconds. That's the first of 4, 5. Oh. These are going to be emotional. Do you want 15? So in addition to being a keen cyclist and boasting a 300 watt FTP, Chris Garinet is also a strength and conditioning coach. So do check out his Instagram site, Chris Garinet Performance, where you'll find loads of good tips to help build strength and power and hopefully improve our WKG on the bike. Green top, green drink, yellow bagel. Rapid consumption of each, starting with the green drink. Trying to beat my best time here, Scott.
That's quite
Imagine what I could do with a pint of lager. I don't drink pints of lager.
Fall over.